Hello again, and welcome back to the 1875 Lady in Waiting channel. If you've just found us, we are super happy that you did. If you're one of our returning guests, we are thrilled you've come back to visit us again. It's going to be another day of work, so let's get to it. Okay, so one of the ways you can tell whether or not a wall is bearing or non-bearing, one, if you look up here and you can see that your joists are running this way, and you also have a wall running right that same way, and it's not touching any joist, it's not bearing. And in this case, the plaster and the lath runs from the hallway back into this room. And then there's a top plate that somebody's just nailed into basically the lath, and they've built that wall. So the walls that I've taken down, yeah, I know which ones are the bearing ones and which ones are not. Now, the back of the house, it switches from when you get to the additions. When you get to the addition back here and things start running in the opposite direction like they do here, you know, this wall now is bearing. This wall is holding that floor up. This bathroom in here, when I took it out, I didn't take all those studs out because they are technically helping hold that floor joist up, because that floor joist ends over here and the wall actually is offset by a couple inches. So that floor joist, that center joist there, that's the header for it, it is not actually sitting on top of the wall. So I left a couple of joists in here to just help hold that up. Same with this wall right here. This, you know, my joists are running, you know, side to side instead of front to back, and so that makes it non-bearing. But these walls that I'm tearing out here, these wall studs that you see me cutting out and whatnot, definitely a non-bearing wall. The plaster, the lath, everything runs above it, and I'm just getting this out of here so that I can tear this ceiling out a whole lot easier. So just don't worry, I know a little bit about what I'm doing. Hey there guys, just a little update. I did keep working the other day after my batteries died for a little bit, but I wanted to show you one of the things that I did find in this house. It's really hilarious. So back here in this back bedroom, it was the only room that had a carpet. It has a hop-along Cassidy floor, linoleum that's been mounted to this floor. Now before everybody gets all excited, it is trashed. This whole back section back here is all tore off, so it's pretty ragged. I may try to cut a piece that's maybe not tore up here along the, maybe from this area down here back into here and see if I can get it up. But I'll go in here and stand this way so you can kind of see it, maybe without the sun glare. But it's got Hopalong Cassidy, it's got his horse Topper, it's got the word California on there. That's probably one of the characters from the show. It's also got another character over here named Lucky. I'm assuming these are all people from that TV show. I think Hopalong Cassidy ran here on the US in the early 50s, maybe late 50s. I'm not sure. I don't ever remember watching Hopalong Cassidy. I've heard the name, but that's as far as I can go with it. I mean, and I've watched a lot of old television over the years, but anyway, just kind of a cool little thing that we found here. Like I said, there's really not much to salvage with it. They got a register hole here cut in it, and then there's a big chunk out of the back side of it here, and the whole piece is not very big, maybe 10 by 12 at most in feet, you know, a couple meters by 3 if you're in the international world there, or at least not in America. But that's what we've got here on the floor. So that was kind of original, something that we weren't expecting, and it's the first little secret she gave that was kind of a surprise. So anyway, but we're on to demo again today. We're going to try to take part of this up and see what we can do with it and go from there. All right, so now I think I'll take you up into the attic here. I've already done some demo here. This used to be kind of a makeshift door. It was basically just made out of a bunch of beadboards and whatnot that were right here. Shelves covered this area in the original videos, so you couldn't get up here. But this staircase here, it is not really the safest thing in the world. It is kind of straight up and down. It looks like steps, but honestly, they're like little 1x6s, and they pretty much go almost like a ladder instead of a stairway. So anyway, this is the attic on one side. We have this wall separating us here from the other side, and the two halves again mimic each other. They're just mirrors. In this attic up here, we can get some little, let the camera adjust a little bit. There's really not much up here. It's a bunch of junk. There's a couple of doors. There's some sort of little work table kind of thing. It looks like there's some jars of powder paint over there. Who knows how old those are. There's some more windows back there. There's another couple of doors here on this side. This window is not a window. It looks like maybe it was a storm window at one point in time. There's the other half of it. It's just kind of screwed up on top of this thing here. It's a lot of garbage. It's a lot of old roofing material and whatnot. When you look out through what was a part of a door here and look out over the ceiling rafters out here into the part of the old house, part of the original house, you can see where some of the rafters and whatnot are. And then over on this side, yeah, I'm not going to walk out there because that doesn't look real safe just yet. I haven't had a chance to really verify all that. But the other side is right on the other side of that wall, and it is literally just a mirror image of this one. Only it's got even more garbage in it and some furniture and whatnot. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start just kind of cleaning this area up, and we are going to try to just, you know, clean it up, tear this little fake dividing wall out and join the two halves. So we'll see how that works out. So for now, you know, we'll do a little time lapse here and see what we can do and maybe get some of this cleaned up. Okay, maybe cleaning up in the attic on the hottest day of the year wasn't the smartest idea, but we got some of the crap out of here. But yeah, I think it's just way too hot to try to work up here. In the half hour or so I've been up here, yeah, let's just say I'm not breathing all that well. Whew. So anyway, I hope you noticed on the time lapse, I found 4 of the cabinets, the building cabinets that are in the front rooms that divide the 2 rooms. I found 4 of those doors that were missing. So that was a surprise. I didn't know those were up here. There is still a lot of stuff up here. I don't know what all of it is. A lot of trash. I found several of those bottles that said the cider on them, sweet cider. I don't know. I think I found 6 of those gallon jugs that says sweet cider on them. Whew, yeah. Just coming down that distance, you can feel the temperature drop about 15 degrees or so. That's Fahrenheit. But, whew. Bit warm up there. In fact, it's just a bit warm, period. It's another one of these days where the humidity is about 95% and the temperature is, in the mid 90s, upper 30s for the Celsius folks, maybe low 40s. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where all that translates to anymore. But we are a sweating puppy today. So I think that I've been here for about 4 hours already this morning. And the day is just going to get hotter as we go. I did get all the floor up in here. I did manage to salvage a piece that was about 5 feet wide by the width of the room. That didn't tear up. That piece came out in one pretty good section. The rest of the floor was pretty well shot. So I've held on to it. I wanted to get demoing in this room today. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I'm going to sit down and take a little break here and see what happens next. So good morning. We're back here this morning. Sorry about the video camera dying during my time lapse yesterday. It's you didn't miss much really. I just kept tearing plaster off and cleaning it up. Part of it you wouldn't have been able to see anyway. I was down in this little corner for my steps up to the attic, and there was no place to really set up the camera anyway, so it's okay. But I'm going to be back at it today. I'm going to be tearing out the ceilings in this room, trying to get this room finalized and get it finished. So we're off to get busy. Well, there you go. Another room deplastered. You know, it's just a mess. It always is. I know it's kind of boring just watching somebody tear plaster off the walls and then clean it up. But basically now with this room done, I am down to this bathroom, which it'll be a lot harder than you think it will be. And then both of the stairwells. The one on that side that I've already started, and then the one on this side that I really haven't touched anything to it yet, just got to go. And then that will be the upstairs. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. That'll be the whole upstairs. Like I said, we've discovered a lot of hidden secrets just in the upstairs. Now, you notice I've left a lot of the lath still on the wall, especially on the outside walls. You know, when you find as many structural issues as we have found, you tend to start going, let's don't rip all the lath off here, because, you know, the truth is that lath will act as a certain amount of lateral support. You know, some of the rooms where, you know, I've got the planks in there, those are acting as huge lateral supports and acting as cantilever beams and everything else. So the lath on the exterior wall, leaving it up is not a bad thing. I mean, some of this here in this room, especially like, you know, this wall here, this is just you know, this is a temporary wall. You'll notice that the studs are in here sideways even. You know, they're on the flats. It's a non-bearing wall. It just separates the bathroom from the other part of the room. This wall here, which is just basically for the attic steps, you know, these I'll probably take out, as well as this wall back here, which is the wall between, or the lath between here and the plank wall on the back side. That's the bearing wall. But eventually, you know, all these steps for like the attics here, they'll come out. You know, we're going to build a proper staircase to the third floor. That's the plan. We're going to reuse, like I said, we're going to try to reuse as much of the two staircases that are parts of the original staircase in the house as we can. We're going to try, you know, we go from 48 inches to 42 inches to 38 inches. The width of the staircase doesn't stay the same more than about 4 or 5 steps. So we're going to try to incorporate as much of that as we can into the new staircase when we go to build it here. For all of us from 1875 Lady in Waiting, thanks for coming, and come back and visit us again real soon.